Hi there, this is Tyler, one of the co-founders at RT Reporting, and we've put together this short recording to show you three simple steps that you can take to have more value-add conversations with your SME clients with the ultimate intention to start having more advisory clients within your accounting practice, graduating your tax and compliance clients into that light touch advisory space all through a very simple, very easy to follow process leveraging RT reporting and its three key features: the goal setting, the forecasting budget creation, as well as the insights that we're going to take you through now. So, three steps to doing more advisory work with your clients. Let's start with step one. Step one is leveraging the goals feature within RT reporting. So I've gone ahead and logged into RT reporting here. And what you can do is hover over the entity that you would like to work on. In this case, you can also make the option up here. And we're going to go over to goals. So the idea behind goals is really an initial conversation that you have with your clients where you're sitting down, having a meeting with them, and setting some goals and aspirations for the year ahead that they would like to achieve. It's a quick 10-minute consultation that you can have with your clients, showing them what key profitability drivers they can adjust to reach their ultimate goals, as well as showing them in a very simplistic to understand way how they can achieve these goals, what are the tasks required, and when are those tasks going to be actioned on. So what we have here is a field where that client or yourself can type in what the goals are with the business. You then can type in the desired profit that that business would like to be making. The current situation automatically gets brought across from zero. And in a very quick and simple way, you can show that client, look, this is what a 3% improvement on your key profitability drivers could do for your business, resulting in an additional 120, 130K of profits. You can adjust each driver individually as well to help explain to them which certain strategies they could implement to make the business more profitable in a very simple to understand way. And ultimately, what this exercise is really doing is driving the conversation to showing them how to improve their business, having them start to ask questions, to get into the detail, and ultimately for you to have a stronger case to put towards them, saying that, look, if you are wanting to grow your business, we can help you with our advisory services, to build you a budget, to monitor you each month or each quarter with how you're going and help you navigate your way through the year and make the business more profitable. After going through this little exercise with them, you have a list of recommendations here for each tip on how they can improve each of those drivers. You can delete these out, the ones that are auto-generated. You can type in your own tips to nuance for that client. Tips on increasing sales, tips on reducing costs. And then the tips to stay on track is really the call to action, or really the next step, saying that if they're looking to grow their business, the next key thing, just like anything in life, is to have a plan, to build a budget so they have something to work towards and something to monitor throughout the year with how they're progressing. Um, and then lastly, there's an action list here. So this could be something you, as the accountant, is going to go away and do certain tasks, say perhaps build a budget. It could be really anything that progresses out of this meeting. This is really just a catalyst for the conversations that you have. Um, and you can set a due date. And there could also be tasks that the business owner is going to be doing as well. And that could range from anything, whether it be increasing sales with new marketing strategies, special promotions, or whether it could be reducing costs, going into their overheads, going into their direct costs and seeing which things are perhaps unnecessary or could be renegotiated. So there's tons of things that can come out of this meeting. The next step then is you can download it straight into a PDF format to provide that to the client at the end of this initial meeting. Alternatively, we do have another option here within the overall improvement section. And what this is really looking at is more on a holistic level, what drivers can be adjusted to improve this business's position. Very similar exercise, but this one's a little bit different where you have to key in through a conversation with the client, what's the current situation with the amount of leads they're having, of those leads, what's their conversion rate, the existing clients that they may have, the retention rate, um, the average spend, frequency of purchase, the COGS, and the expenses. So you can go through that exercise with that client and then show them what tweaking on a small percentage base can ultimately do for the business's profitability. Obviously, you would have to fill everything out here for it to work correctly and to give you a good idea. But as you can see here, once again, another quick exercise. It's not taking a lot of time. Yes, you could do something like this in Excel, but the whole idea of RT reporting is becoming your centralized advisory solution where you can deliver this information in a more simple to understand and visual way. And ultimately, then from this goal setting, this is just the beginning. The next step is to flow on to step 2, which is where we're going now, into building that client a budget, building them a 3-way forecast, looking at some different scenarios in terms of what the future may look like or what the expectations are. So that's where we're going to go now, into step 2. So in terms of accessing a forecast for a client that you'd like to build, there's 2 ways to get there. You could click on the forecast icon at the top here. Alternatively, you can hover over the tile you'd like to work on, click on the forecast option here. Now, you could do a rapid create, which will take the last 12 months of historicals projected out for the year ahead in a 3-way forecast. Or alternatively, you can build a budget, which will just match from last financial year overlaid onto this financial year as the starting point, or a tailored create where you can build out 3-4 year forecasts, whatever it may be. For the purpose of today, let's just do a rapid create. And I think this is what everyone loves so much, is that just 2 clicks of the button from logging in, and you have a really great starting point for the forecast that you've created for this client. The chart of accounts is all automatically set up, so that's all automatically brought across from Xero. And as we mentioned, this is all based on the historicals as the starting point of the last 12 months, projected out for the next 12 months ahead. And what a lot of people love about RT reporting is it's very user-friendly, so you can type directly your assumptions within the cells. You can type basic formulas in here as well. If you hover over, you can see what the original value was. So as you're building out this budget, you can really see and remember sometimes which adjustments that have been made. The real power comes over in the assumptions tab here, where you can toggle off and on accounts as scenarios, or if we go into the settings section, the configuration is all automatically brought in from Xero. You could create new account lines where you just toggle on or off and configure this to your liking, but this is automatically brought across from Xero. You can spread the payable and receivable days over 30, 60, 90 days. The relational input allows you to reference different accounts. So perhaps you're saying, let's make advertising as a percentage of sales at a benchmark of, say, 30% or whatever it may be. This is where you could do things like that. And probably the best place to start is the rapid input, because this allows you to just very simply just key in a fixed amount for the year ahead. If you were looking to just spin up a quick and dirty forecast for a client, perhaps there was already figures in there from last year and you're saying, what if we were to just improve 10% on last year? And you can make those relevant adjustments. We are going to be including unit-based forecasting here as an option as well. Now, as you can see, those changes have been reflected within the P&L and within the cash flow. Something we haven't spoken too much about yet is the balance sheet. So down here, you also have the balance sheet where you can add in like loans and other relevant scenarios that you would like to include to get full visibility in a 3-way forecast. What we are implementing very soon are some key scenario drivers. So a loan calculator, asset purchasing scenarios with depreciation, wages scenarios, flow-on effect that has on superannuation, KiwiSaver, things like that. So they're all going to be scenario-based wizards that you can leverage in this top right-hand corner here to make that process even quicker and even easier for you and for your clients. Now, A few little things to point out here. You can print out via PDF. You can export all the work you do to Excel if perhaps you wanted to get more granular or bring in the data into another platform. But that's really the building of the forecast. And just quickly, now what we can do is with that client, if you remember the goal setting section, maybe one of the items was to build a budget. Now let's say fast forward 3 months, you've built that budget for the client, and now each quarter you're meeting up and you're looking at how that client's been going against budget to actuals. As you can see here, we visualize how they're progressing throughout the year. You can also do comparisons to look at throughout the year how they're performing on each relevant perspective. You know, where their bank account is throughout the year, where their profitability is at the moment. The other cool thing as well is that the tool is really built on an analyze, visualize theme. So for your clients, perhaps it's visualizing the numbers. And for more accounting-based people or people that prefer to look at the numbers, you can analyze the numbers. You can configure this P&L and the balance sheet to your liking. Perhaps you want to look at last year as well. You want to show all the accounts, whatever it may be. You can really easily configure how you want this represented as well. And that is step 2. And I'd say the key takeaway from step 2 is really just how quick and easy it is to build out a 3-way forecast within R2 reporting, and then straight away get some great insights within the insights section on how they're progressing with the budget to actuals, as well as a whole range of other insights that we're going to take you through in step 3. All right, so I thought we'll go back to the organizations dashboard for step 3. A couple of little things that I wanted to point out is in the account settings, you can white label RT reporting. So you could have your logo up here and color theme of choice. And step 3 is really about that ongoing monitoring, monthly management reports, quarterly catch-ups to look at retrospectively how that client's been going in a visual way against their financials, their KPIs, anything else that you'd like to be monitoring, as well as doing some scenario analysis that we're going to jump into now. So once again, to get to insights, you can hover over the tile here or click on the tab up here. So let's click here. This takes us to the overview page. Now, the key takeaway with the insights is you can view the data in a whole different range of date ranges. There is automated commentary that comes across each month just for that client to read through how they're progressing. The KPIs here allows you to visualize all of the financial KPIs, as well as you can also, once again, analyze any of these numbers, see how they're progressing to different periods. We are planning to add in like a benchmarking, so like industry benchmark in terms of how they're tracking against the industry, as well as a custom KPI calculator, so you can build your own bespoke KPIs as well. The financial statements is really just allowing you to configure the 3 statements to your liking and get some visualization on that as well. And the last thing I'd want to show you today, forecast section here. So what this is really cool is being able to do some comparisons. The comparisons between 2 different forecasts perhaps that you've made for a certain client. Maybe they're thinking about taking on a loan, purchasing a new asset, hiring new sales staff. And this allows you to quickly build out 2 forecasts in the forecast tab here, and then visualize them against one another to really understand and show that client what perhaps the best way forward is. And remember, this is all instantaneous. This is all automatically set here. You could go in there in the meeting, click through this, and they see this in a quick and instant way, just as we've done today. So that's a really handy feature for any of that scenario type planning that you're looking to do. You can also analyze the cash flow forecast individually as well of each forecast that you create here. And we've already touched on the budget to actuals. The reports section, which is very exciting, the idea with RT reporting being that you can have clients log into the platform, and remember, it could be white labeled. They can then view these dashboards in their own time, or alternatively, you can send them like a branded PDF management report as well, whether it be each month or each quarter. for them to take home as well as another option. So I guess in summary, on the third step, this is really the ability to visualize all of these relevant insights. And it's once again just another catalyst for you to have more value add conversations with your clients. So you both can quickly get an understanding of how this business has progressed previously, where its current situation is, and potentially where the future is going for this business to ultimately make more informed decisions, but in a way that's fast, scalable, and affordable. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to myself, Tyler at rtreporting.com. We would love to have a demo with you, or if you have any questions or anything like that. And what I would say is any ideas that you have, we are constantly looking to improve the tool, and we are constantly listening to the users of our platform out there, as well as anyone that has any ideas. We will take it on board and look to improve the solution to help accountants more, help their small business clients. Hope you have a great day wherever you are, and thank you for your time.